Hi, me again. Pretty cold today, isn't it? Freezing, absolutely freezing. The weekend was cold as well, wasn't it? Speaking of weekends, I hope you had a good one. I did. My sister's 50th went off all right. Loads of people turned up. Her other half is a DJ who specialises in parties and weddings. And he was doing it, but I don't think his mind was fully in it. I think he wanted to enjoy the party, so I had to sack him and take... I used to be a DJ, 2001, 2006, 7, something like that. I used to DJ weddings and parties and stuff. So I sacked him and I took over and played some S Club 7, as you do. But yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. Let me know what you got up to down in the comments below. And yeah, loads of good comments. So I don't know if you saw the live that I tried to do last night with a watching observer. That went well. Not. And to try and sort that out, I thought I'll just go live on mine, but I didn't have everything set up right, because it was a bit of a rush job. So I don't know if you clocked that, but I'm sorry. Because it's absolutely shower of shit it was. But anyway, I've got some stories we can go through, and I've got some of your comments as well, and I've got a favour that I want to ask a couple of you if you're into cars, and I'll put it in the comments at the end, so you can chapter it, so skip if you want, and go find that favour that's to do with a car that I'm looking for. Maybe you'll be able to help. But yeah, like I said, as always, got a few stories to go through. God, it's cold, freezing, bitterly cold. Get this done so I can get back to my warm office. Axing of BBC singers halted, but musicians say corporation not out of woods yet. You hadn't heard about it. It's been a kick. I mean, the BBC can't win, can they? And they can't seem to make any decision stick. So they got, was it 5 or 6 orchestras, 400 musicians, and a choir called the BBC Singers that they pay full-time money for. And they were going to axe this choir. And the Musicians Union really kicked off about it. There's a lot of backlash about it. So they've changed their mind. Apparently they found funding elsewhere, but they're still going to make cuts to orchestras. They can't make any decision stick, can they? Lineker, you can't work here anymore. All right, you can come back. No, we're going to sack this choir, save some money. They reckon the changes are going to save them up to £5 million a year. So we're going to sack this. No, we're not. You can stay. Make a decision, Tim Davey, and stick with it. It's not hard, is it? So yeah, it says here they are still planning on making changes to the orchestras. It says here, BBC's orchestra still face cuts. Oh, it's freezing. As you had, BBC's orchestra still face cuts and will keep strike action that could affect the King Charles coronation on the table. Blah blah blah. If you want to read any of these articles I talk about, I always put them down in the description below. I usually do. I try and remember. Is that cutting the top of my head off today? This stupid camera. Wait. This camera. So yeah, they just can't seem to anything stick, can they? Oh, rubbish. So yeah, they've backtracked on that. I wonder what else they could backtrack. It's a shame they don't backtrack on the TV licence fee and get it scrapped. Nightmare. They just can't make anything stick. I can't remember last time I saw a positive headline about the BBC. Can you? I can't remember the last one. Oh, I've got this one that I was going to talk. I don't know if I'll talk about it on here or I'll do a proper video on it. Where is it? When are the TV licence costs rising by, and do you actually have to pay? It's one of those ones where they're giving TV licence advice again in the paper, and I like to give them a score, don't I? And this one's in the Metro, and there was a couple of bits in here that stuck out at me. Let's see if I can find them again. Oh yeah, here it is. So it's in their advice bit, right? And it says, it says, according to TV licensing, you need a TV license if you watch or record programs that have been shown on TV or any channel. Yeah, that's correct. Watch or stream programs live on an online TV service such as ITV Hub. Misleading. Look at the wording. Watch or stream programs live on an online TV service such as ITV Hub, all for YouTube, Amazon Prime. People read that, and that's just copy and pasted off the website. People read that, and they're like, oh, I can't watch any of those things. The amount of emails I get saying TV licensing have said I can't watch any of these things. You can. And it continues there. If you only watch on demand or catch up programs through streaming services such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, then you don't need a license. It's misleading. It's misleading. And this is the problem. I mean, the Metro is not the biggest paper, is it? But it does have a fair reach. And that is misleading. It's misleading. It's not factually incorrect. but it's not helpful either when they should say you can watch all 4. You can watch Channel 3 or ITV Hub, whatever you want to call this. You just have to watch it on demand. You can't watch it as it's being broadcast. Yeah, it's just a copy and paste. It's lazy journalism, which is all journalism now, including my own, isn't it, really? So yeah, I don't know. Right, hang on. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. It is freezing. I don't know what to say what the temperature is, because it feels like it's about a -50. And I had a look at where I used to be in Spain, because I'm not going to be out there this year, am I? I think it was like 28, I know, 25. So what else did I have for us to talk about? Oh yeah, BBC Birmingham HQ to go ahead of former Thai food tea factory. A new 84,000 square foot custom built centre at the former Thai food tea factory in Digbeth, Birmingham is to be BBC Midland's new headquarters. But they're making loads of cost savings. BBC needs to save millions. They've got a £300 million black hole, don't you know? And the best way to fix your £300 million black hole in your financing is to open a new headquarters in the Midlands, a former Thai food tea factory, right? So how much it's going to cost? You ever read? No, it doesn't say how much it's going to cost. It's a shame. There's no point me asking. There's just no point. They never tell me anything financial. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. One, because it's quite a cool building anyway. And two, they're closing buildings. They're trying to close buildings. They're trying to close down some local radio buildings. You know, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you've got a huge deficit in your finances, do you really need that? Can you not operate that from somewhere else, or do something a bit less dramatic? Do they know something we don't know about the financing? I don't know. It's nice down here. Going to the nice bit again. There's a lot of people about today, so I don't want to disturb too many people. Go stand over here for a bit. It's nice round here. See these old barges. You can go out on these for the day. You can pay. You can go out on these for the day. Pretty cool. Anyway, right, where were we? Head of collections for licence fee unit. So anyone want a job? Going to be head of collections. It's a director level position, so it'll be quite a few quid. In quotes, to maximise long-term net licence fee revenue in a way which sustains public support for the TV licence. Well, those things don't really go together, do they? Long-term net revenue and support. I don't think it really fits together. But if you feel that's for you, then yeah, there's a job there. Found it on LinkedIn. So link will be below. You can always go and have a look. And then talking on the stuff we have been talking about, because the cuts to the choir and the orchestras and everything, I found that old FOI request that I'm always referencing, right? So look, this FOI request said, please state the names of all the orchestras that the BBC maintains and how many staff are employed. So the BBC answered with the BBC Symphony Orchestra, the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra, the BBC Concert Orchestra, BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. It just seems like an unnecessary amount. Why do they need those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do they need 5? And in these 5 orchestras, there are 399 staff positions as a musician. So that's salaried, contracted. I mean, do they do enough work? Are they? I mean, I'm salaried and contracted, happily and all, and I work 5 days a week. Now, I know it's a bit different in different industries and that, but do they work 5 days a week? Are they earning their money? I'm sure they get paid more than I get paid. Are they earning it? Is it a good thing for the BBC to be spending that kind of money? Do they need them? Can you not just rent an orchestra? I don't know how it works, but you know, you must be able to just book an orchestra as and when you need an orchestra, right? How many times a year do they need one? I don't know. I'll turn around so you can see. It's over there. It's nice. It's the Promenade Park in Malden. I'll go around there one day, but it's just it's kids and things. And I don't want to blur people out. It's nice. Have a look. You can see that there. Look. Go all the way around, and there's like a statue at the end to the Battle of Malden. And I need to read it again because this Battle of Malden, I believe that Malden was the capital for a very, very short time, because Colchester's only around the corner, and that's Britain's oldest recorded town. It's really old here, and I swear I remember reading as a kid that once upon a time Malden was the capital, only like for a very short time while the Battle of Malden was going on. So I think we'll go over there one day. I'll show you that statue and I'll actually read about it so I can tell you. But it's loads of history around there. There's an old leper hospital up the road I was going to try and look at, but they closed it off now. When I was a kid, you used to be able to get in there. And that dates back. Oh, I'll put it on the screen. It's a long time ago. So anyway, yeah, the BBC, 399 positions for musicians. Why? You know, say it again and again and again. They get 3.7 billion quid a year, and they've got a 300 million pound black hole in their finances, and that's okay. Get rid of them. They reckon sacking off. I think they were going to sack off, or not sack off, obviously, but they were offering voluntary redundancy to 50 of the musicians. I don't know if that included the orchestra singers or not. And that was going to save them up to 5 million quid a year. So how many millions could they save if they get rid of them all? Do they need to maintain their own orchestra? Why can't they just bring it in? Is it the BBC's duty to maintain an orchestra? Because I know they have to please all the people all the time. I get that. That's the problem with the way they're financed, and that's why they shouldn't be financed like that, because you can't please all the people all the time. It's bloody impossible, isn't it? And yeah, do the majority of TV licence fee payers feel that they'd like to spend some of their money supporting an orchestra? If I was a licence fee payer, I wouldn't. I'd rather the money went to programming, not orchestras. I don't get any benefit from that. I'm not a fan of classical music or that sort of thing. I don't think I've ever seen the BBC Orchestra play. I did see Frank Sinatra Jr. at the Albert Hall once. That's like the only time I've seen an orchestra live, but I think that was the Royal Symphony Orchestra or something. I don't believe it was the BBC one. So I don't know what they do, and I don't know why the BBC need to pay for them with your money. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Right, let's have a look. I've got a few questions to get through. A lot of people working on the boats, so indoors, don't know. Does it? It's just the sun right in me. Try that. Is that better? I told you I'm rubbish at this. I'm rubbish at this. I'm just shooting straight into the sun. I used to be a photographer, you know. It's this stupid camera. It throws me right off. Right, this question here. Look. Hello, I'm travelling to the UK later this year. Is there a temporary 14-day TV licence I can get for travelling to the UK as a tourist? It's the first time I've ever got that question. The first time ever. He's coming on holiday and he thinks he needs a TV licence to watch telly while he's here. Can you get a temporary one? Let's get rid of this TV licence thing, can we? Because that wouldn't surprise me if they started doing something like that so you could watch it in your house. But I did reply to it, so no, it's a thing for residents. You don't need that. But yeah, I've never had that question before. I just thought it was an interesting one to get. I've never had that question before. Right, what else did we have? Liking the new random chat videos, walking about or just drinking in the kitchen, rather than just all about the BBC. You don't need to clean, just a quick one if anyone visits. Right. Yeah, everyone says you don't need to clean that kitchen. It looks very clean and tidy. The problem is the camera's very kind to it. The place is falling apart. Most of the cupboards are held together by gaffer tape. The floor's all creaky. There's not a lot. It needs redoing, the whole place. I can't wait to get out of there. I really can't. But I accept that it didn't look too bad in the videos. But if you came round for a cup of tea, like I had a girl round, which is a rare occurrence for me. But I had a girl round, and she genuinely said, "Have you ever cleaned this place?" I cleaned it all day, what are you about? Because it just looks a state. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's good enough for now, and I'm happy to have a roof over my head, don't get me wrong. But yeah, for the money I'm paying, it should be a better roof. That's my bone of contention with it. You deliver your subject matter extremely well. Do you have any professional presenting experience? That's got to be a joke. That's got to be a joke. There's got to be. I am shocking at this. No, of course I don't have any professional presenting experience. It's got to be a joke. Sorry, I had a steep hill to go up, and this mic's so sensitive. I keep getting told off for breathing too heavily. Breathing's not that bad, it's the mic, it's very sensitive. Right, where else were we? It's been nearly a month now since cancelling my TV licence, and only did so with a confidence from watching your videos, and boy does it feel good. If any goons come calling, I will let the hackers chase them off. You're very welcome up here in Scotland. It's a beautiful place, great videos. I love it. I love getting messages saying that I help people cancel or give them the confidence to do it, or something like that. It makes me feel, I don't want to go this way. I've got to go this way. Makes me feel happy about that. Really does. Thank you for that. And I will be up to Scotland. I'll let you know before I go, and hopefully meet up with a couple of people. But you'll have to speak slowly because I struggle with a Scottish accent. John, your laptop on a chopping board where food is prepared. Babe, that's disgusting. FYI, an average laptop has roughly 1 million bacteria on it, or do you sanitise your laptop? Just googled it, and a laptop has more bacteria than a toilet seat. Well, that's me told. That's me told. I do clean my electronic devices once a week. But yeah, no, that's me told. Every day's a school day, isn't it? But yeah, I use isopropyl alcohol on all my electronic devices every Friday. Just something I've always done because I'm quite a heavy user. I do get a bit grubby fingerprints and that. But yeah, that's me told, isn't it? You've slipped. I hope you've changed your motor from the one you showed in this video. So it's going on where I was talking about cars the other day, and I said about my trip to Italy, and I came back and immediately bought an Abarth. Yeah, I have changed since that one. That was my first one. I'm on my third now. I wouldn't have shown the number plate. I didn't. But this brings me on to that favour that I had for you, because I've had a lot of cars, like a lot of cars. But there's one that I mentioned the other day. It just got me thinking about it again, and I miss it so much. My old Jag. When I did the rally in it, all those stickers peeled all the paint off, and I couldn't afford it. It's thousands to get a pucker respray on it on a big car like that, and I couldn't afford to do it, so I sold it because it needed a few other bits. The diff was going and stuff. And I thought, well, all this Spain adventure's coming up. Yeah, it's time to move it on. And I still regret it. I still think about it all the time. And I've got watches on Auto Trader and on eBay, and I keep an eye on Facebook sales and stuff, and I just miss it so much. So if you happen to see an old red Jag for sale that has the number plate P, I think it's 624 YBO, I'll put a picture on the screen. It's failed its MOT, I checked. So it's sitting on someone's driver in someone's garage, but it is insured, so check that. If you see it, let me know, because if it's reasonably priced, I'd like to have it back. I miss it. I missed it a lot. Did a lot with that car. I mean, all over Europe in it. I had it as my wedding car. Probably not the best memory for the thing. But if you see it, I keep an eye on all the classified sites, so don't go searching the internet on my behalf. But if you just happen to see a red Jag for sale somewhere on a driveway or something, and you clock that it's a P reg, go and have a look. And if it's a 96 XJ Sport, it's the XJ6 4-litre Sport, P624 YBO. I'd really appreciate it. If I can find it at a reasonable price, I'd love to buy it back. Really miss it. Really miss it. So I've had loads of cars, and you know, I love my Abarth, I love my Mini and that I've had. But when I first sat in that Jag, when I first bought it, It felt like it was made just for me. It was like some bloke made a car just for me. It's because I was brought up in Jags. My dad had loads of Jags. And it was like, I don't know, it just felt like home. I miss it. I know there's others around, but if I could find my Jag and bring her back to life, I could save it. I've got somewhere I can park it now until I can afford to get it done. So yeah, I don't know, just keep an eye out. I keep an eye out. Keep an eye out regularly for the thing. When you see it, do let me know. And yeah, I think that'll about do it really. I'm going to head up to the high street now. I'm walking up the bottom of the high street in Malden. Go to Greg's, I think, today, get a sausage roll for my lunch. Get back in the car, go back to work. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm a bit shorter today. The other one was nearly 30 minutes, wasn't it? When I was sitting there the other day, it dragged on forever. Hopefully this one's a bit shorter. Anyway, ta-da.